What I say to you over everything else is, okay, boomer.
We come to this place for magic, to laugh,
to cry,
to care,
but most importantly, to argue about movies. We are
the Box Office Buds.
My name is Tony Squares. As always, I'm joined by Kellerman and Cheese, and we love to talk about movies the way you talk about movies. Today, we're in a different setting. We're playing on Al Che's home court. Very excited to dive into the world of Minecraft. Broke the box office wide open. We also have not one, not two, not three, but 4 movies coming out this weekend, and a lot to talk about because your boy, the defending champion of the 2024 Fantasy Movie League, enters the fray. You see, each of us have drafted 5 movies. The most money worldwide box office wins said movie league. I won last year's league. That's why I am the main host of this show. And this week, my first movie comes out trying to catch the leader in the clubhouse, Mr. Kellerman himself. But before we get there, gentlemen, before we get to all the movies we have to talk about, before we have to get to anything else, there's been a faux pas. There's a flag on the play. We have to talk about this. I am surprising you guys with this, but I wanted to open the show with it. We have been accosted. Okay?
What? Faux pas flag on the play. Okay.
I don't know if you guys know what the new Movie Pass is, the AMC A+, whatever it's called. This is not
Stubs. Stubs.
Whatever. This is not a commercial for them. This is not a commercial for them because we're not getting paid by them. If you want us to say the right name, feel free to throw us a bone. Help the show grow. You yourself can like and subscribe and help the show grow as well. But either way, we all are AMC A-list members, right?
You better
we
believe
all
it.
can get 3 movies a week. We can get movies for each other. That's how we all saw Minecraft together. You don't got to plan anything. You just get a ticket. I woke up this morning. And much to my surprise, a ticket has been purchased for me using one of my 3 of the week, slotted away for a movie that's coming out way later from now on a day that I didn't pick to go see, for a time that I didn't pick to go see, for a movie theater that I didn't pick to go see. And the 2 of you are in the same group. 13 of us in an entourage to go see a movie that none of us decided to go and see.
Oh, wow.
And you know what that movie is? Thunderbolts. Coming out May 2nd. You know who did that? The commissioner of the league, who also has Thunderbolts on his team. I throw a flag on the play.
He's rigging
because he is rigging the game against himself. He is buying tickets for us, taking our choice away, our freedom of will away to buy tickets for his own movie.
It's kind of dirty.
You know,
it is a little dirty.
I'm against it. If I had done this, I would have been kicked off the podcast. I would have been thrown out of the group chat. And instead, the Battle Axe commissioner comes in and says, "Oh, willy-nilly, I'll surprise him with this one at 4:30 in the morning. Let me get a ticket 7 weeks in advance."
So
and suddenly I have a ticket.
You know what? Out of the kindness of his heart, he could have also been. And I got to say, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to go.
No chance. I'm now not seeing that movie. I am not seeing that movie in theaters
because
of this. Because I'm going to illegally stream it. I will pirate that movie before I add to the fund of TJ's Thunderbolts team.
I thought you were pro Pew. Aren't you pro Pew?
Pew? Oh, Florence
Pew.
I want to see the movie.
Aren't you a harbor head?
He's saying that he's boycotting it specifically because of the way his tickets
are
purchased.
I know.
Just like when you
Seemed like
boycott
you
certain decisions in Super Bowls, like so-and-so shouldn't win the game because they got a free pass from the referee. This is a flag on the play. This defaces the morals of the league that we hold in high standards. So I'm against it. I'm dead set against it.
Wow. Well, I'm so sorry to hear this.
The way
you woke up this morning.
Cancel your own ticket without disrupting anything else.
I didn't want to cancel it yet because I wanted him to hear this first. He's sitting right behind the camera right now. I wanted him to hear this before I cancel it. I may cancel it on the show.
But that is a faux pas flag on the play.
I agree.
I think we're going to have a discussion about replacing the commissioner soon.
But until then, we have to talk about Minecraft. For the first time in Box Office Buds history, the whole entire Buds crew went and saw a Minecraft movie together in theaters, and it is time for a Minecraft movie review. Boys, you loved that. You were dancing in your chairs during this movie. Let us have it. What did you like? What did you love? How are you feeling after seeing it?
Let's start with the man who his movie was in our league.
Movie, and I am very excited for the audience reaction that we experienced while watching. People were loving this movie.
Yeah.
I personally had a great time watching it, much more than I thought I was going to. I was either laughing at just the way Jack Black said something. I was laughing at how unbelievably stupid and bad it was at times. Or I was laughing because some things were genuinely very funny, but I was basically laughing from beginning to end. And I had a wonderful time, I gotta tell you.
It garnered a lot of genuine laughs out of me as well. And you can see the review that we put up here. We're going to put more reviews. We're obviously going to talk about it in bulk on this show right now. But I have to say, I was laughing in the theater at a lot of different lines, more than just Jack Black saying things weird. I thought there was some genuinely funny moments, particularly the art teacher, Clementine, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
There was some
Clemente.
genuinely funny moments. What did you think?
I had a blast.
Yeah.
Look, this movie was never going to be good, and nobody expected it to be good. Nobody wanted it to be good. They made it to be stupid and fun and just give some kids some enjoyment and a step away from things having to be good and funny. Like, we grew up with a host of terrible movies that were just funny that we all loved and we saw in theaters. I saw Monkey Bone in theaters. That movie is horrendous,
Fun,
but
though.
hilarious.
But there's a difference between Monkey Bone and what Monkey Bone does in the box office and to what Minecraft has done. 163 million domestically
baby.
Opening weekend. 313
Very true.
worldwide.
Straight to the top.
Unbelievable numbers. Kellerman has now jumped to second place in our league. He'll catch Dangles, the worldwide leader, right now by this time next week.
Yeah.
It's a monster. Minecraft is a monster at the box office and a real, like, sort of cult phenomenon between the ages from 13 to 17. The numbers that are going to the theater are unbelievable in that age range and in our theater. There were so many kids and teenagers and families. And, like, I would imagine if I had my license or like my older brother had his license, they were all going to the movie together. Like, everyone get in the car, someone sitting on someone's lap. We're all going to see Minecraft to laugh our butts off and throw popcorn in the air and say lines as they happen in the movie. Like, this was an unbelievable theater experience. For someone that didn't like the movie in the slightest, I still had so much fun watching it in the theater because everyone else was having so much fun watching it. Alche, you are a man that played Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show on stage before.
Yes, I did.
Okay? And that's the only thing I can liken it to. Kids, if you're watching or listening, you're not ready to see Rocky Horror Picture Show. Maybe one day you will, but just know that still happens when people go and see that on screen and in a play. They yell out lines. They join in. It's an engagement show. They're not supposed to. They still do it because of the cult following.
Yes.
That's what happened with this movie.
The movie has been memed
To
already before it even came out. And I got the sense that some people were seeing it and laughing at it ironically, while other
100%.
kids were like seeing it and enjoying it because of all the references to the video games. And there were a lot that I didn't get, but there were, I mean, it was very clear what they were because people went crazy for them.
But here's the thing. It's a simple premise, if you want to call it a premise. Guy finds his way into a world, and several years later, a kid finds his way there, and they have to get out somehow and save each other. I mean, we've seen a bajillion movies that way.
You made a great comparison to what this movie was.
I mean, this is Mad Max meets Page Master.
Is a
It
good
is
one,
Mad Max. It is Mad Max. Survive and get out, and then fight another day.
But
for kids, and super dumb and super hilarious. Jack Black was literally did not step down from 46. Every line was hoo-ha at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, I agree. Where normally Jason Momoa is the stupidest person in any movie that he's in, this movie was the first time I felt he was perfectly cast.
He nailed it.
It was great.
He nailed it.
He was great.
He nailed it.
He was right for this role.
And I got to say, there was some really witty, intelligent bits in this movie that were more than just Jack Black naming things. When the Jason Momoa character kept on saying, "Let me give you a garbage take," because his nickname is Garbage. It's funny. There are genuinely funny bits. However, what I will bounce back on is, yes, we have dumb movies that we loved as a kid. This movie has made so much money and is such a dominant force in the box office. I don't know what that means for the future, because this movie genuinely stinks. Like, I'm not holding anything back here. This movie actually is terrible. And if you even think about this movie for a second, not the premise, I'm going to talk about like going into the world of Minecraft, a pink sheep, a llama, pigs that burn in the sunlight. I get all that. I'm willing to throw away my mind here and just submit myself to the story. I'm talking about actual movie experience and movie script writing, talking about a movie. The first 10 minutes of this stupid thing is voiceover exposition before you actually get to a person saying lines in the world.
That's not uncommon.
That's
Come on,
crazily
man.
uncommon. Listen, this is like the first 5 minutes of Up hit you in the heart so much you need to cry.
Does this need to be
movie,
Up?
This movie is like if you put Up in Grok and it spit out the first 10 minutes of this movie. When you first meet the kid and his older sister, the first line she says is, "We are doing this, or a lot has changed ever since Mom died." Oh. We're hit over the head right away with our mother has died, so we are in this emotional state. Do you know the next time they mention the mother? Oh, wait, they don't. The mother dies twice. First off screen, and then after that scene when she's never mentioned again. There's no growth from those characters. There's no moment where they feel those feelings about the mother being dead, having to step past that. It's so easy to make this into a movie. I don't think, then don't bring it up in the beginning. If you're going to set stuff up in the beginning of the movie, end it by the end of the movie.
Dude,
it's so stupid. I understand. It's meant to be stupid.
Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Make a good movie.
Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Again, non sequiturs and bits. I understand those are funny, but Napoleon Dynamite still has plot threads that end by the end of the movie.
But there were plot threads. There were plot threads that were carried out throughout the movie. That one was more of a background premise.
And then throw it away completely.
That sets the starting point.
That's exposition. That's backstory. Who cares?
That's just the starting point. I actually thought that they did that very well. You immediately, as soon as all the exposition ended, you went, finally. And I remember that in the theater. And it's true. It is a lot of exposition, but also I felt, as somebody who is not familiar with Minecraft, fully caught up.
Sure.
I felt like, okay, I know enough about the Minecraft world now to be able to understand what's about to happen. So I actually really appreciated that quick catch up so that I could enjoy the rest of what was happening.
Then how about the scene where we're having Jennifer Coolidge, who was wonderful in this movie, is having dinner with the villager. And then we go through another 10, 15 minutes in the world of Minecraft and then cut back to the same dinner. A whole day has passed in the world of Minecraft and suddenly we're still at the same... It makes no sense.
It's an alternate dimension.
Come on.
Who cares?
Yeah, ultimately it is a kid's movie. All the like heavy exposition, all that, I just write it off as being because kids need touchstone moments for a moment in a movie for them to say,
they did the
here's what's
exposition
happening.
with some fun bits.
It was very funny.
Exposition for a world building movie usually is half of Act 1.
Yeah.
10 minutes of voiceover?
Why not?
Honestly, I truly thought that I would fall asleep during this movie, which I've been known to do.
Oh, there was a stretch in there. The second act of this movie is fall asleep territory.
I was loving it the whole time. Not one moment that I think was boring.
Oh, I disagree.
There are a couple moments that maybe were a little too long.
When the team splits up for no reason whatsoever, and they're just walking through a field, like hitting people as they're having their conversation. Yes, a funny bit. That whole section stinks.
Look,
like that's so boring.
Ultimately, you either lean in to the genre of stupidity and fun, or you don't.
Well, not only that, but it is a good representation of its source material.
I would give it that
and
for sure.
When I looked at I think I said this maybe last week. When I saw Minecraft, the video game, for the first time, I thought that looks terrible. Yeah. It was terrible. I tried playing it. I hated the experience, and yet it became an incredibly beloved worldwide success of a video game. And the movie's doing exactly the same thing.
I think you two were aided along in enjoying this movie, and I wasn't, and I think that's a big difference in our reviews of said movie.
I may have had a drink during the movie.
Sure. Were we intoxicated ever so slightly? Sure.
Perhaps.
But that
is
again,
your viewing experience.
I also was elated because it's my movie, and the amount of love for it in the theater was more palpable than I think I've ever experienced.
Tony, what I say to you over everything else is, okay, boomer, you are an old man going into a movie questioning why plot points and arcs and all these things are not there, when truthfully, it's not for you. It's not for you. And we need to lean into the fact that we are not young anymore. I hate to break it to you, but it's just a fact.
To yourself.
Listen, I understand. I'm a little bit older. I understand Minecraft's not made for me. It still doesn't take away the fact I know what a good movie's supposed to be, and Minecraft ain't it. However, before we get into how much money it made and what that means for movies going forward, I will say this one thing that sold me on the movie completely. After hour and a half of me thinking this was the stupidest thing, and rightfully so, I was sitting there, and for the final act, the climax, everything's happening, characters are coming back, big explosions, normal video game craziness, the good guys are winning, the bad guys are finally losing. I heard some clapping coming about 2 rows in front of us during the center of the section, and I looked over. There's a genuine story. There was a little girl there with big red glasses, the dorkiest glasses you've ever seen. Couldn't be more than 6 years old, sitting next to her mother. They're both under a blanket. They have popcorn between them, and she is clapping, not sarcastically, not ironically. She is rooting for what is going, like it was the Super Bowl to her. And she kept clapping for the rest of the 20 minutes. She was so elated at the finish of this movie. And that right there sold me on it. Because her experience is what the movie is made for. Even though this guy, this boomer, thinks it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen and a terrible, terrible movie, it was hers. And I can appreciate that. It was a lot of people's, though, Kellerman. It made
People were going nuts.
so much money.
People loved it.
What does this mean to you as a screenwriter? When this movie was completely sold on IP and Jack Black alone. This is not sold for the storyline. This is not sold for the, oh my God, you have to see this direction. No, this is sold basically on Minecraft or Super Mario or Barbie. We are now entering a world where these things are making the most money, the most dependable money at the box office. You as a screenwriter, are you a touch worried that original stories are gone?
Well, I'm of two minds because, yeah, of course, I would love a proliferation of original stories, obviously. However, the industry has relied on tentpole IP for a long time to keep itself going, and I was getting a bit concerned with Snow White and Captain America's performance this year that people were going to stop going to theaters in general, and so anything, in my opinion, that gets people going to the theaters is a good thing right now, no matter what it is.
Do you think, Alche, if you were of teenage age, seeing this with your buddies going crazy, would that make you appreciate the theater more, or is this a Minecraft-only event? Like the next big movie that comes out, say Avengers Doomsday, are you going to your buddies, hey, we got to do the Minecraft thing again. We got to go see Avengers Doomsday, like in the theater. We have to do this.
Everyone's seeing Avengers Doomsday. It's going to make $3 billion, but that's a different animal.
Use a different example.
I'll say no. I think these people loved Minecraft, and they wanted to see something fun and light and laugh about, and something that they experience probably all the time. Is it bad for movies? That remains to be seen. We've been in this space for a long time. First of all, Barbie was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers was a great movie.
Excellent.
Like, legitimately good movie. I think
I can't believe Minecraft had a bigger opening than Super Mario.
I can't believe Barbie.
Bigger opening than Barbie.
Amazing.
I can't believe Barbie didn't
Amazing.
I can't believe Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated for an Oscar. I thought it was an excellent.
She wasn't nominated?
She wasn't nominated. The movie was, or if the other way around. Either way, she got robbed somewhere. The point is, those were excellent movies.
I think she was.
Those were excellent movies
No.
that were critically acclaimed.
I guess I'm wrong.
Whereas, like, Minecraft was one that just like happened to hit people in the way that like something weird did when we were kids, like The Goonies, like, you know, other things like that. That are, if you watch The Goonies again, like recently, it doesn't hold up in terms of a great movie. It was a blast.
Yeah, I just rewatched Karate Kid recently and was like, what is this?
Karate Kid's phenomenal. Do not touch Karate Kid.
Okay.
But the point is, not for us, but they were able to enjoy a theater experience, and I think that's huge. I agree with Kellerman in this moment. In terms of original storytelling, that's been out the window for movies for a while. Every so often, one seeps through somewhere, or some auteur hits something that is a bit more like mainstream.
Yeah, Death of a Unicorn made $2 million.
Yeah, that's not doing it.
It's just not gonna
that's
do
never
it.
doing it.
Well, listeners and viewers will be excited because next week we're going to talk about a long-range forecast for Lena Dunham's Polly Pocket movie. I'm more concerned about it because, yes, Barbie was a really, really good movie. Mario was surprisingly a good movie. Minecraft is definitely not a good movie, even if you want to meme the F out of it and yell out certain lines and throw popcorns times at the screen. Just like Rocky Horror. Not a very good movie, but it has that cult following.
Oh,
However,
they're coming after you now. I'm clipping that right now, putting it right out.
will people... Will the powers that be look at what Minecraft did and throw even more into the grain? Like, it's not a comic book thing, because those things have their storylines entwined. Minecraft and all, we're not using the Barbie story. They're making it up just using the IP. So it's just hoping that IP and auteur sell the movie. Auteurs ain't going to be used as much. They're just going to get more IP and throw it out there. I'm a little bit worried that we're going to get 72 Minecrafts a year, and none of them are going to be very good.
That's not true. That's not what's going to happen.
That's not what's going to happen.
We're also, listen, and on a genuine, serious note, we're in a time where kids just need to laugh and do something dumb, because they're being hit left and right on social media. They're being told to engage in different ways that they probably shouldn't be engaged with. They are dealing with extreme circumstances left and right.
That's true.
And this is just some dumb
Need
stuff to enjoy. So if some dumb movie a year comes out that like hits the box office hard, that's great. I think it's fine. Let the kids have some fun.
I'll say this as a gamer, as a video game player who grew up wishing that movies made from my favorite video games were anything like the video games, which they typically are not. Recently, with Mario and these like more recent, I think Minecraft also very much like the video game, includes the things you want from the video game. I think that's a step in the right direction for the video game movie industry, which is not as big of a, it's not a Marvel or a
it's
Disney.
newer.
Yeah. Well, speaking of dumb, congratulations again, Kellerman, for being the leader in the clubhouse. You will be the leader at this point next week. You also have another movie coming out relatively soon.
Yeah, I do.
I have a movie coming out this weekend. We're not going to talk about it next. Instead, we have a very dumb game we're going to play with the other 3 movies coming out this weekend, and that's coming up next. Let's try to talk about the movies that are coming out this weekend. First off, yours truly has a movie coming out this weekend. The defending champion finally enters the fray. We're also talking about 3 other movies coming out this weekend. It's main competition, a plethora of movies to talk about. We're playing a new game, taking my movie off to the side. Still doing our over-under, talking about my movie in a second. But the other 3, new game. It's called See, Stream, or Skip. All 3 of these movies we are going to rate. You may play MFK at home with your friends. See it in the theaters, stream it when it comes out to VOD, or skip it altogether. Before we go into those 3 movies and then later talk about King of Kings, I do have to get ready. You guys can talk amongst yourselves for a second. I got to get ready for the movies coming out this weekend. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my God. This guy's taking his defending champion
Crown.
to the
It's time
next
to talk
level.
about King of Kings.
Okay.
King of Kings weekend.
Product crown for King
King
of
of Kings is coming out. Tony has entered the fray, the defending champion of the 2024 Fantasy Movie League. It's time to go. We wanted to do more costumes on this show.
This is a
We
lot.
had a Snow White dress for this man. He refused to wear it on camera.
That's
I'm
not true.
breaking the ice. We're jumping into costumes on this show. I got a Lilo and Stitch onesie coming out later. We're starting with King of Kings. Every single one of my movies. Don't know what I'm going to do for the Five Nights at Freddy movies yet, but every single one
Bear
of my
costume.
movies, I'm coming dressed up because I'm excited. It's time to get excited about King of Kings. But before we get there, we got to talk about the other 3, the main competition.
First though, I thought Jesus was a humble man who didn't wear crowns.
King of Kings. King of Kings. Okay? King of Kings.
Interesting.
The double king.
I'm excited, though. The 3 movies that are coming out against it, though, that we're going to play See, Stream, or Skip. First one. Which one you want to talk about?
Well, tell us what's coming out, and we'll put them in order.
So we have The Drop, which is a horror movie. A widowed mother goes to dinner on a nice little date, and then suddenly someone airdrops a warning onto her phone that they're going to murder her young son unless she does certain things, and you can only airdrop when you're 30 feet away, or whatever the premise of this stupid movie is.
It's like an
Horror
action
movie,
thriller.
Stars Megan Fahey, White Lotus Season 2 fame, if you haven't heard before. That's option 1. Option 2. An A24 movie about war titled Warfare.
All one
Excellent
word.
Alex
cast.
Garland, directed by
Yeah.
Alex Garland. He directed Civil War.
I was going to get into all of that. He's written a bunch of great movies, directed a bunch of great movies, including written 28 Days Later and Years Later, coming out later this year. Can't wait for that. Directs this movie
Alex
as well.
Garland wrote 28 Days Later?
Excellent cast. And I'm very excited for that one. And then the third movie is The Amateur, starring Oscar winner, somehow, Rami Malek himself, a CIA operative who loses his wife due to a terrorist attack and wants to take revenge. CIA says, no, you can't do that. So he takes matters into his own hands. Those 3 movies are coming out: The Amateur, The Drop, and Warfare. See it, stream it, skip it.
Kellerman, kick us off.
Ooh. Well, I personally, of the 3, I will definitely be seeing Warfare. I think it looks absolutely incredible. I'm not even a big war movie fan. It just, the premise of it kind of taking place in real time and talent involved looks like a not to be missed type of situation.
I kind of agree with you. It's
really
got an excellent cast: Cosmo Jarvis, Will Poulter. You got what's his face, Joseph Quinn, Kit Connor, all in there. It's an excellent cast based on a true story. A bunch of Navy SEALs get attacked while they're in Iraq, have to get back home. It's a traditional war movie, and it looks really fun. Like, it looks really well done, and the cast again is excellent.
I'm in a new place in my life where I'm really wanting to escape from the realities of the harshness of the world. And while I maybe 5 years ago would have seen Warfare in theaters, I am seeing The Drop.
Really? Okay.
In theaters. I am seeing The Drop because it looks fun. It's got like phone booth vibes to me, which I loved, which I saw in theaters, which was also really fun and crazy, except somehow she's falling out of windows at some point. I want to know why. It looks like a blast, and Megan Fahey's a terrific actor. I think it's going to be really fun, and that is my C for sure.
Everything you just said makes it perfect for my stream it movie. If I'm going to ever see Phone Booth again, I ain't going to a theater for it. I would much rather see that from the comfort of my own home, be able to pause it, come back to it, look at my phone when it gets boring. This movie is going to do that. It's directed by the same guy who directed Hard Eyes, which I like more than others, but The Drop for me, I am not interested at all. I will definitely stream it. What about you?
I was also going to make it my stream because I think that it looks like a lot of fun, maybe even a good date night movie. But since it sort of begins at a date. But it doesn't look good enough to go out for.
I think it's a killer date night movie. I'm seeing The Drop in theaters. I am streaming Warfare at home.
So we're all skipping The Amateur.
I think I'm skipping The Amateur. Look, I like the cast of The Amateur is amazing. I'm just sick of these movies. I'm sick of this style of movie. We've seen it time and time again, and it's boring. And frankly, I think Rami Malek is a one-trick pony who's not particularly excellent. I think he's fine. I think he does a job. I like him better as a supporting character. And I don't really care about this movie. I think the other two are way more interesting, and The Drop is way more fun, so I'm going to see that in theaters.
This is the second movie from director James Hawes. His first movie was One Life with Anthony Hopkins. He's only other directed TV. Slow Horses, directed a couple episodes of Snowpiercer, directed a couple episodes of Black Mirror. So again, a great TV guy, again, stepping into the role of now big movie, big deal. Rami Malek doesn't get me to buy a ticket ever. Like there's not a more skippable actor to me than Rami Malek.
Wow.
That is hyperbole.
That is,
wow.
I think Rami Malek is a fantastic actor.
Fantastic.
I do. I think he's a fantastic actor.
How big is your fantastic mountain if Rami Malek's on fantastic?
Well, if you see Mr. Robot, he's excellent in Mr. Robot.
I think he is a fantastic actor whom I never enjoy watching.
That's interesting.
I just don't enjoy the things he does. I think he's good. I think he's doing exactly what he thinks is the right choice every time and nailing it perfectly.
Kellerman,
I don't like much of what he does.
I have no idea what the box office numbers are for these movies.
Sorry. Before we move on, I just want to say I also don't understand really the premise of The Amateur, because he's doing all these things that supposedly takes a really creative mind to like figure out. But no, they don't. Nothing they show in the trailer. You could break a guy's pool. It's made of glass. You don't need to decompress the exact temperature of whatever. That's a complete over. What are they doing? You can just break the glass.
You have to watch to find out. And guess what? We never will.
So, Kellerman, what is your C stream skip?
So I'm going to see Warfare. I'm going to stream The Drop, and I'm going to skip The Amateur.
Myself, I'm going to see Warfare in the theaters. Can't wait to. I'm going to stream The Drop. Not likely to. And I'm going to skip The Amateur completely.
And I am seeing The Drop. I am streaming Warfare. And we're all skipping The Amateur.
But I have not looked up what the projections are for any of these movies in the theater. Maybe the world does not see these movies the way we see these movies. Maybe Warfare might make the least amount of money, and The Drop, a horror movie, or The Amateur has been getting a lot of play out there. I've seen that more than I've seen the other three movies when it comes to trailers.
The Amateur is definitely getting the most.
So who's winning at the box office out of those three? If you had to rank them 1, 2, 3, who's making the most money out of the box office?
I'm going to say The Amateur actually makes the most money, followed by The Drop. And in third place would be
Warfare.
I agree with you on Warfare getting third place, sadly, although I could be wrong. I think number 1 is The Drop. I truly think The Amateur might be out there, but much like Black Bag, no one cares. Like, no one cares about The Amateur. I do think people will go see The Drop because they'll be misguided like Alche thinking it's a good date night movie.
I don't think it's just a good date night movie. I think it's a fun, silly premise that like will be acted really well. The Drop, also, we've learned in this last week, projections don't mean crap.
True.
Projections are BS.
Truly.
It's like
Unless you get it right.
projections are absolute bull crap. So I think The Drop is making way more than projected. I think The Amateur is number 2, and I think Warfare ain't no one seeing that thing in theaters, unfortunately. So
I just think Rami Malek, love him or hate him, he's the most recognizable actor with a movie coming out this coming weekend.
But let us know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the YouTube comments, and chime in on the Substack.
But that's just the appetizer for what this conversation is about, what this weekend is meant to be, and why I am wearing the crown, because my movie enters the fray. The King of Kings. Let me tell you a little bit about The King of Kings, a movie I was very excited to see a preview of when we saw Minecraft. So much so, I started cheering in the theater, and people wondered why. Probably thought I was a Latter-day Saint or something like that.
You let me know when I need to wake up. I'm going to take a little nap.
You should be excited for this movie because it is a Charles Dickens movie. Okay?
Which was a total surprise to me.
A Charles Dickens story that about talking to his kid about Jesus, telling the story of Jesus through Charles Dickens' eyes. And let me tell you, this is an actual book that Charles Dickens released. It's called The Life of Our Lord. It was released 64 years after Charles Dickens passed away. You want to know why? Because Charles Dickens wrote this story to read to his children every Christmas morning about the life of Jesus Christ. And every Christmas he did read that story to his children. And when he passed away, he told his sister to never release this story.
Really?
Never publish this story. And the kids continued as they grew older and they had kids themselves to read their father's words in this story, The Life of Our Lord. And it was only after the final child of Charles Dickens passed away that they all agreed as a family to release this publication. It is a special story to the family of Charles Dickens. It is a special story to the story of Jesus Christ himself. And it is a special movie coming to you this weekend. Why am I promoting it this much? Because it is my first movie in the Fantasy Movie League. One more thing I'll say. It's made by Angel Studios, which made 2 years ago, Sound of Freedom, a movie about trafficking and not the type you get on the 405. Also a movie that the lead guy who's like breaking up all this trafficking out there was also alleged to be a trafficker himself after the movie came out. Not going to get into those gory details, but I will say, Sound of Freedom. You want to guess how much Sound of Freedom made worldwide?
Did it make money?
$12 million.
That made 184 domestically and 250 worldwide.
It made 250 million worldwide. It was banned at a bunch of theaters.
Million worldwide. Do you want to know why it made 250 million worldwide? Because Angel Studios, you see, has a pay it forward game. They have a pay it forward, like they basically go to churches and ask for donations. You buy tickets at the Sunday Mass, and we will give these tickets out to people who need tickets. And that's how they gained $250 million with a bunch of people who never actually fulfilled the ticket that they were giving out. A bunch of empty seats that were paid for through the donations of your tithe went to these movies.
A little movie megachurch.
And that's
disgusting.
what Angel Studios is also doing for King of Kings.
Wow.
So I am very excited for this movie to come out. Kellerman, in all seriousness, no. We saw this preview, and you were actually interested in it.
I told you back when you first drafted it and I had never heard of it. I went and watched the trailer and thought it looks very good. Especially for a religious movie, which nothing against religious movies, but typically they don't have a very big budget, or they're very like locally made. I think the animation looks really good. I am quite surprised that it looks like they tell the entire story up through the crucifixion, which isn't typically a thing. But I think that what separates it from being just a typical Jesus story is that it takes place. Although I think it does take place in the past. It is like a period film. But it takes place in a more modern time. And the father is telling the story to the kids. Mm-hmm. And that, having those moments where it stops and we're in a more modern time and the kids asking questions and stuff, that will make it more enjoyable, I think, for audiences.
You know what else will make it enjoyable? Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman,
right. Yeah.
Mark Hamill, Pierce Brosnan, Sir Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, the cast is incredible.
I am excited for this film because I don't know what it's going to look like or be like, but I think everything they've done is what I would do if I was trying to sell a religious movie, and especially with the Pay It Forward campaign. I hope a bunch of CCD classes go, a bunch of summer school classes go. I'm excited for that part of it. You hate it, though. You're not excited at all.
Wait, hold on a second. Charles Dickens asked that this never be released?
Never be released.
Look, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not hurt by it. What I am is slightly perturbed that this type of studio utilizes this in this way. I just think it's absolutely absurd.
It's a little bit of a cheating the numbers situation, but they're trying to. It's a business. They're trying to get their little piece of the pie. I'm not
Don't call
against
it
that.
Angel Studios. And it's so creepy and gross. What I do think is it is not historically accurate. Let me tell you, a bunch of white people in Jesus times. Here we go again.
It's not woke enough for cheese.
What do you mean it's not woke enough? He's from the Middle East. He should not be white. How many times do we have to talk about this? But the point is, people are going to go see it.
Jesus can be white if he wants to be white.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jesus is a woman, actually. But I will say, Angel Studios definitely has a message they are trying to get across. It's a message that some people may vehemently agree with and some people may vehemently disagree with. But either way, they are using your money at church to buy these tickets and promote their brand, and then going, look at how many people saw this movie. What a win it is for the message we are trying to send. It's an interesting way to go about the movie business. And it's a movie business that I'm going to gain from because it's a part of my movie. But the question is, how much money will it make? I don't know what it would make worldwide. I don't know how. I have truly no idea what this projection could be, but it's time to play the over-under game. I won last week. I am 5-3. Alche is 5-3. Kellerman.
I slipped further behind.
What is unbelievable still, Kellerman? Kellerman,
I know. I bet against myself.
You really did somersaults in your brain of like, it's going to make so much money, but not this weekend.
Maybe not in the opening weekend. Yeah, I really should have bet bigger on myself. I agree.
Yeah. So the commissioner himself is going to give us our number for the third straight week. Last week, he was off by over double his original projection. Fantastic number by him. What's the number for Angel Studios' King of Kings for domestic opening weekend?
Mentioned how he thought it was too high.
Mention how you thought it was too high, man.
I went over. I won the bet. I am 5-3.
Initially, you thought it was too high. You're never gonna like the number that
Scoreboard.
he gives, but
you thought the number was too high, and yet it went even higher.
Based on projections, our producer's doing fabulously, but as we've learned, projections mean nothing. So
TJ's doing a great job.
Here we go.
Almost missed it by 100 million.
Here we go.
He tried to paper airplane it to Tony just now.
I fly like paper, get high like...
Emphasis on the word
and
try.
The number is, for King of Kings,
15 million opening weekend domestically.
That's high.
Wow.
I think. I have no idea.
That's a big number.
It's an annoying,
that's a big number.
Challenging number.
Again, I have no idea what the projections of this movie are going to be. I have no idea what people are writing about, what they're guessing it to be. I do know Minecraft is hitting a second weekend. I still think it's going to be an absolute juggernaut. Snow White only made $7 million last week. Okay, the Snow White's gone. So when it comes to kids movies, family movies, it's Minecraft and then not a lot else. Dogman still somehow making money. Who's watching Dogman anymore? I don't know, but they're watching it. 15 million is a big number. Alchi, you're going first.
Oh, man. Look, I'm a Jew.
Great
But-
start.
So is Jesus.
Oh.
Over.
Over 15 million.
Over.
Wow.
Look, I'm not a Jew. No, I'm not going to say that. See, I think Kellerman did a very smart thing last week, even though he went under a number that was absolutely terrible by our commissioner. I think he played smart because he was hedging his bet here. He wants Minecraft to do well, and so let's take the under. I can't lose that way. At least I win one of them. I also think 15 is a terrible number by our commissioner here, TJ. I think it's entirely too high. I think I sold him with the Pay It Forward campaign, and he thinks all these churches are going to buy all these movie theater seats. Angel Studios' Pay It Forward campaign keeps going throughout the weeks because they want this thing to have legs and have people continue to see it. And Easter is next weekend. I think this movie has a big, long tail, and I don't think it's good opening weekend. I'm going under 15 million. Kellerman, break the tie.
Man. I got to say, the other Jesus movie, The Chosen One or The Last Chosen or something?
The Chosen.
The last most recent Jesus movie that's still in the theaters is called The Chosen, and it was number 3 at the box office a weekend or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
It made money, and gosh, with Easter coming up too, I think that this could get over 15 million eventually, but opening weekend against Minecraft's second weekend against the amateur. Oof, gosh, I'm gonna go. Man, my track record is the worst. I'm gonna go under.
Under. Another under for Kellerman, and under for me, and over for Alexander Joshua Alche. Alche, I want to thank you for believing in King of Kings.
Do you know why I believe in King of Kings?
Why?
We are still, last week and this week was spring break. So they're going to need to see more than just Minecraft on a Thursday.
Those Mormons need something to do. That's enough talk about the 4 movies coming out this week. The See It, Stream It, Skip It, and of course, King of Kings, defending champion. Can't wait.
Before we get out of here, just a quick reminder to like, subscribe, do all the things on socials, and follow my main man Kellerman on our Substack. He's writing some awesome content. We're building a beautiful ecosystem of content for you. Please, all the links are in the descriptions. Follow us, enjoy us, comment, leave things that that you love that we're doing, leave things that you hate that we're doing, and tell a friend. Spread the wealth. Before we go, also, the late great Val Kilmer has left us, unfortunately. He had a long, ongoing battle with throat cancer. What a really interesting, storied career. Never really built to the place that where he was like a certified Tom Cruise of a leading man of a movie star. And I think that's because he was truly a character actor. He was an excellent actor. He's a Juilliard-trained actor. Always excellent, always fully immersed in his roles. So we're going to do a quick little top 3 Val Kilmer movies for you to get out of here. Kellerman, Val Kilmer movies that you love?
Well, Val Kilmer holds a special place in my heart just from my childhood. It must have been the peak of his career, was like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, when he was Batman, when he was doing he was the Saint, he was doing all these different things. I mean, but what goes on his top 3?
Oh, Top Gun has to be there. Iceman is his
Truly.
iconic role.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that. Top Gun needs to be on there.
Yeah, Top Gun's absolutely getting a spot.
He is so good in Top Gun, and he maybe says 3 sentences.
And Tom Cruise is at the peak of his powers in Top Gun.
True.
And Val Kilmer absolutely shares the screen with him. They go tete-a-tete, and Val Kilmer holds his own. Val Kilmer is awesome in that movie.
Incredible.
And by the same ticket, I think Tombstone has to go on the list.
Oh,
I mean,
the
he's
best.
your Huckleberry.
The best. Doc Holliday.
Right? Come on.
Truly the best. And that solidified to me that he is a legitimate character actor. He is so funny in Tombstone.
He's great in Tombstone.
There's also Tombstone is one of those movies, kind of like Swingers. The more you learn about how they made Tombstone, the more enamored you become with Tombstone. When his character passes away in that movie, they put bags of ice under the bed so he could feel shivered, and he could have it's crazy what they did to this poor man in Tombstone. Val Kilmer, Tombstone. That's definitely on the list.
Tombstone is also loaded with an amazing cast, and he still stands out.
He stands out.
Yeah.
He's not even the lead, and he's stellar.
So then we need a third one.
So my vote goes to my personal favorite Val Kilmer movie, and I'm going to do exactly what Tony hates, which is name the movie that most people have never heard of, which is The Ghost in the Darkness.
Great movie.
Has always been my favorite.
It's a
Val
really
Kilmer
good movie. But
Truly.
it's not on the list.
No,
you
you're a
gotta
doctor.
give a
You're an
replacement.
Dr. Moreau guy.
Yeah, no. I think it's
Top secret.
It's his turn. Great movie as well. But no,
come on.
Honestly,
it is his
that's
turn.
up there for me.
It is his turn as Jim Morrison in The Doors.
The Doors. Oh,
He is.
That's.
You can't.
You're right.
Think of The Doors and not see Val
No,
Kilmer.
you're right.
Mm.
You're
He
right.
is so excellent as Jim Morrison in that movie, and it's his like true tour de force leading man movie.
You're right.
He is stellar in that movie. That would be like maybe number one in
Okay.
terms of performances.
So
I yield.
our top 3 Val Kilmer movies are
Top Gun, number one. It's got to be because Iceman. Number 2, I'm going with Tombstone.
Yeah.
And number 3, The Doors. We'll miss you, Val. You really brought a beautiful smile to our faces time and time again on the screen, and hope things
Truly,
are a little bit
honorable
better
mention. Batman Forever gets an honorable mention for being one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I mean, yes, it's so incredibly terrible, but God, did I love it. I watched it endlessly.
Speaking of incredibly terrible, but we love it. That's it for our show today. We'll be back next week. Very excited to talk about The Accountant 2.
Yeah, baby.